Hey, this is for the guys out there, for the men. Uh, there's something that's going on in society that is very tricky and behind the scenes, and I see a lot of men falling for. And I think you should know about it. I think you should be really aware of what's going on. See, society and everyone in this world almost has seemed to have this idea of what men are. And I'm going to especially say in the United States, that's what I have the most experience with. So I'm going to really bring that down to this level. So we've really been working hard at moving past the idea that men, have to control and dominate in a big way or be abusive to women. And that is starting to fade out. But it's kind of transforming into something else that is an improvement from abuse, but it's completely disempowering to men. And it's this idea that men are simple. This is just a stereotypical idea. Men are simple, they want sex, and they want to watch the game, and that's pretty much what they're capable of. And they're capable of, providing sometimes. And I just want you to know that you're being really tricked with that stereotype. The truth is, Aristotle never said that. Muhammad Ali never said anything like that. Gandhi. The greats, the men that have actually really done something with their lives, don't cop to any of that. So the next time someone stereotypes you like that, or you find yourself stereotyping yourself like that and saying, I'm not into any of that, I just want to, do man things. Ask yourself what you actually want. Underneath all the fear of closeness and intimacy and vulnerability, what do you actually want? Because the truth is, the more you drop into your divine masculine, which is when you are godlike, when you are creating, co-creating, when you are expressing, when you are feeling solid and centered and being true to yourself and loving and compassionate to yourself and others, we need you to be that way. Because when you are, you draw forth divine feminine women who are there to support you, who are there to throw their arms around you when you drop your armor. And it's a little heartbreaking that men are playing into this and playing the games, to get women to just exist in this world. You're playing these games, and the truth is you need to be a genuine version of yourself, because what's happening is when you're disingenuine and when you're playing into the stereotype that they have set up for men, that you're kind of simple and you just want things to be whatever and you're not really into change and all that shit, you're attracting in women who support you at that level, and that is your ego level. That is the level that needs approval, okay? You find women that kind of give you the approval and kind of fluff you up and ruffle you up, and then you fall for those women because they give you approval, not because there's this really awesome, raw, true connection full of potential, but because someone fluffs your ego. Because when someone fluffs your ego, you feel kind of that love for yourself, and so you think that you're in love. But when you get down to the core and rawness of who you are and you choose a mate, even if it's not a lifelong mate, even if it's just a little bit of a casual connection, when you choose someone to partner up from that authentic space of who you are, you're going to have experiences that fulfill all your fantasies, and they go beyond that because they fulfill pieces of you that have been neglected through years and years of conditioning and history and all that bullshit. See, when you come into the truth of who you are and you decide to be powerful, and you decide to not let society influence you, and you decide to be loving and honoring to yourself, to other men, and to other women, you begin to attract in these beautiful people in general, but you will attract in beautiful women. And when you choose a woman from that space, you choose a goddess. You choose someone who is going to intrigue you, inspire you, arouse you, delight you, challenge you, uplift you, comfort you, and nurture you. Because you're choosing from the authenticity of who you are, which is someone that wants to grow and expand and feel happiness and joy and feel love. Rather than choosing someone from your ego, from that space of that woman who's there to fluff your ego and make you feel good of where you're at in your ego. When you choose her, you feel good for a little while, but the ego is not sustainable. And she's not feeding your spirit, and she's not calling forth the highest version of you. And you're going to get bored. And your eye is going to start wandering to the beautiful goddesses out there and the powerful goddesses that you wish you could have, but then you'll be in this relationship with this woman and it won't even be fair to her because your heart and your soul isn't really in it. What's in it is your ego. And that can be very confusing, and you can't dog on yourself for that, but once you recognize it, you have to make conscious choices. Are you going to be the truth of yourself and allow yourself to interact with people from that place, or are you going to be in the ego version of yourself? And it's really important to find that out if you want to be with a really fantastic, gorgeous, exciting woman who you feel really happy with. So you're not continually searching or wondering or cheating on someone or feeling complacent. So you can feel alive, and that's what this offers. When you're in the authenticity of who you are and you're not looking to have your ego fluffed, and you're looking to just interact authentically, it's a game changer. So don't let them dumb you down and tell you what you are. Be who you truly are at the core, and really let that armor drop. And know that that's going to call forth a woman who will support you in your truth. You might be doing and acting and being certain ways because that's how you kind of feel like you look best in society. But to really respect yourself and to feel someone truly express who you are under all that is the best feeling in the world. That's when you quit searching and reaching for the approval and waiting for the permission to call yourself a man. That's when you quit saying, oh, I have to provide and fix and do and this and this and this. That's wonderful that you have those impulses to provide and support. I think that's so attractive. But when it becomes like this need that you have to gain approval through it, it's completely unattractive. And I just want to send this message out to the men of the world. We are here to support one another and to quit playing the games. I'm sick of the love gurus and the people that are teaching everyone how to play the game. If you'll notice, a lot of the gurus regarding men, they're teaching you how to manipulate the male ego so the man will fall in love. And what is happening is the man is falling in love with himself a little bit on the ego level, and then it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, and you're being tricked. You're being tricked by your own ego and the game that these women are playing. So it's time for you to be authentic, because then you can't fall for any of those games, and you get to feel love. And this is a big part of the whole expansion of things right now. We need you guys to keep stepping up in the way that you're stepping up and to not placate into smaller ideas of yourself. I promise I'll keep stepping up in my feminine and keep opening and surrendering and being willing to be powerful. And that's what I hope you do too. Because we need this. We can change our world. We can remember what powerful creators we are when we quit playing it so dumb. When we quit playing into what things used to be like or what we think the picture of being a man is, and we truly be. And that looks different for every single person. But when it comes from the heart, it's true and it's beautiful no matter what it looks like. When it comes from the ego, it's kind of lame. So don't let yourself get trapped with a woman who coddles your ego. Find a woman who nurtures the truth of who you are. And that can look a little scary, because you're letting yourself be vulnerable and you're cracking through all the fake bullshit. But it is also the most peaceful, rewarding, powerful thing you may have done up until this point. But after that it gets even better, because then we can move on from all this game playing bullshit and really merge and create our world the way that we want to. So remember to be powerful and not controlling. That's another thing. I think that's it. Thanks for listening.